Welcome and greetings to all from the OMNIX USA team. We are grateful you could join us today for the OMNIX educational webinar series, designed to empower our customers when making tooling decisions. Today's topic, Durables Overview, will be presented by myself, Michael Stelbaski. The presentation will take 20 minutes, followed by 15 minutes to address your questions. We encourage you to submit your questions at any time during the webinar by using the chat function. A live Q&A session will be hosted by Paul McGowan, Technical Support Manager for the OMNIX USA team, once the presentation is completed. The cell number and access code will be provided at that time. Today's agenda will cover what are the durable tools, followed by materials, bend die configurations, gripping surfaces, clamp and pressure die characteristics, design features, and lastly, the live question and answer session. Rotary draw bend tooling. Pictured is a standard tool set for use on a rotary draw bending machine, made up of consumable tools and durable tools. The consumables are the tools that wear down the fastest and need frequent replacing. These tools experience constant friction from the tube, which causes them to wear quickly. The mandrel and wiper are the consumables. The durables consist of more generic tooling that is built to last. All pieces should have static contact with the tubing. The durable tooling components are highlighted in yellow. The three main durable tools are the bend die, clamp die, and pressure die. These are the universal durable components common to all bending machines and will be the primary focus of our presentation today. The cowet, as shown, is a durable tool, but is only needed when bending with a CNC machine. Roller bend tooling, designed for roll bending machines, also requires the three main durable components of the bend die, clamp die, and pressure die. These dies provide the same functionality in roll bending as they perform when rotary draw bending. Roll bending is recommended when the bend radius is 8 times bigger than the diameter of the tube. Materials. Durable die typical materials are 4140 and tool steel. 4140 is case hardened using the nitride process. Tool steel is through hardened by heat treat process. 4140 nitride is the OMNIX standard durable material. It is more stable material and requires less post-machine operations after hardening than tool steel. Benefits for the user: it is more forgiving and tends to mushroom and not crack if crashed with other tooling when bending. The case hardening is actually harder than tool steel at the outer surface. Also, the dies can be refurbished, resized, and case hardened again once you wear through the case hardening, depending on the tooling design. Tool steel, through hardened, yields its best tooling life in high volume bending applications. These are usually dedicated bender specific parts which after initial setup require less handling and usually just remain on one bending machine. Tool steel is brittle and more likely to crack if dropped or crashed. Therefore, the less handling and less setups minimize these risks. Bend die configurations. The bend die is a tool which allows tubes to be bent around it and defines the resulting shape of the tube. Each bend die has a designated grip area. Depending on the bend die style, the grip may be removable. There are 5 bend die styles: the spool, one piece, platform, partial platform, and flange. When choosing a bend die style, it is important to consider the application. The best choice will provide the minimal structural integrity required for the bend application performance and machine mounting. Spool dies are full circle dies with a removable grip. They are the most cost-effective option for bending. They can be made on a lathe, which makes them the most common bend die used. The limitations are grip length must be 60% supported by the bend die. The die must have an inserted grip, and adequate distance is needed for material support between the tool post and insert. One-piece bend dies are solid dies and are offered with removable or non-removable grips. One-piece dies are the second most common style to the spool. Limitations are: it is difficult to bend 180 degrees on 1D bends. 1D defined as when the bend die radius is equal to the tube diameter being bent. Like the spool, you must have adequate distance between the tool post and insert if a removable grip is wanted. An integral grip is an option with one-piece die design, which will keep the material needed for structural integrity between the tool post and removable portion of the grip by making the grip area part non-removable and part removable. Another limitation is sometimes keyways may not offer enough engagement for smaller CLRs or bend dies radius. We now continue to graduate to alternative bend die configurations for maintaining the bend die durable integrity. Platform bend dies require additional material around the bend die itself to support it on the machine. A full platform has additional support around both sides of the bend die. A partial platform die has additional support on one side. Flange-style bend dies mount directly to the machine bend head using bolts instead of having a tool post and nut. This is useful for very small CLRs where the tool post will not fit through. Flange dies can be made with a spool or one-piece die on top. Limitations are: it is not possible to be both-handed or stackable. The flange must be bolted to the bend head, and if the bender has a drop clamp, there is a possibility of interfering with the flange. Gripping surfaces. The gripping section grips the tube during the bend. It is often made separately and attached to the bend die. The grip length of the bend die is dependent on the parameters of the tube and usually has a special surface treatment. The surface of the clamp has a significant impact on the functionality of the tools. There are 6 basic surface types: smooth, grit blast, surf alloy, flame spray, serration, and knurl. Smooth grips have no surface treatment, used primarily in applications where it is necessary to take care of the visual quality of the tube surface. This option is used commonly in the furniture fabrication industry. Smooth grips require a 4D recommended minimum grip length, or 4 times the diameter of the tube. Grit blast is a gentle roughening of the functional surface of the clamp. The advantage of grit blasted clamps are they do not lower the quality of the outer surface of the tube after gripping. OMNI offers the grit blast as its standard surface treatment, and grit blast can be reapplied. Grit blast does require a 3D recommended minimum grip length. Surfalloy is a carbide-based arc spray treatment that achieves greater roughness and can be reapplied after wear. OMNI recommends producing the diameter of the groove to the nominal diameter of the tube. This has a positive effect on the gripping surface and allows us to shorten the length of the clamp. Limitations of Surfalloy are a 2.75D minimum grip length is recommended, and it leaves a medium marking on the bent tube. Flame spray is a buildup of tungsten steel carbide by about 5/1000ths of an inch, creating extra pinch and more grip than Surfalloy. It can also be reapplied after wear. The more aggressive grip surface allows us to shorten the length further than the previous choices. Now, 2.5D is a minimum recommended grip length, and the medium markings will be more pronounced than that of Surfalloy. A machine serrated grip allows significant clamp length reduction. The coarseness of the serration is set by the number of teeth per inch. We typically use 16 or 32 teeth per inch. Limitations are a 1.75D minimum recommended grip length and will leave heavy markings on the tube. The serrated clamp must be replaced when worn. A knurled grip is an alternative to the serrated grip, but does have more limitations. The heavy markings left behind on the tube appear as dimpling versus the linear teeth marks left from serrations. Also, knurl has the same 1.75D minimum grip length requirement. Knurling can only be applied in straight clamp sections and must be replaced when worn. We now turn our attention to the role of the clamp die, which is to apply the pressure between the tube and the clamp area of the bend die to hold the tube firmly during the bend. A solid grip on the tube is necessary for successful bending. Any slippage will have a significant negative impact on the quality of the tube, resulting in scrap. The clamp die length is the same as the clamping part of the bend die. A straight clamp die is needed for all tool sets. A compound clamp die is needed when the straight distance between bends is shorter than the recommended grip length. Also, on a bend-on-bend application with no straight between bends. The third primary tool, common to durables, is the pressure die. The pressure die maintains constant pressure between the tube and bend die throughout the bend. Moving with the tube, it determines the point of bend, also called the tangent point. Sometimes referred to as a follower, the pressure die can be flipped to extend tool life, but this is dependent on the machine mounting. The pressure die length is determined by both the bend radius and the degrees of the bend. There are optional design features that can be applied to durable tools. They are reverse interlock, captive lip, quick change, and stackable and reach adjusted. The reverse interlock feature gives the bend die a recessed channel for the clamp and pressure die to lock with vertically. This improves tooling alignment during the bend process, eliminating marking caused when tools are misaligned. Limitations are: interlock is not recommended if the material that remains above and below the interlock channel is less than 1/4 inch. Captive lip is a feature added to bend dies and wiper dies for cosmetic bend applications. Lip extends past the tube vertical center line in order to reduce marking on the top and bottom of the tube. As you can see here, this red area is past the center part of the tube, and that would be the extended portion of that area, or the extended lip. The pressure die must be cut back by the same amount in order to not collide with the bend die. A limitation is you cannot use non-lip tooling with lipped tooling. Quick change is another feature which, through the use of pins and magnets, grip sections are quickly interchangeable. This is especially useful when combined with compound grips. A limitation is when the tooling is too large, typically over 3.5 inch diameter. These tools require very strong magnets, making the inserts hard to remove by hand and is not recommended. The last feature is stackable and reach adjusted. These are tighter tolerance tools to support even pressures on each stack, resulting in less setups while being able to produce multiple bend parts from multiple radius dies. The limitation is you cannot add standard tool sets to a stack that were not made to the stackable and reach adjusted tight tolerance requirements. That concludes the durable overview presentation. We hope you will join the live Q&A session with the OMNI technical team. Please call 720-650-5050. Then add the conference ID number provided in the chat box on your screen. Thank you for your precious time in joining us today.